what is happening at this point in time with the Screen Actors Guild, there was a coup that took place this past Sunday. And that's why this sign says, the Banana Republic of SAG. The Regional Board of Directors, New York and the Regional Board of Directors, who do a minority of the work of network television and motion picture, are dictating to Hollywood what we should be doing. It's an outrage. They put a gag order on the president of the Screen Actors Guild, who he can no longer talk, to his membership, who elected him. None of the elected officials of the Screen Actors Guild can talk. If you smell something burning, it's the Constitution of the United States of America. This is George Clooney, Matt Damon, Sally Fields, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, Danny DeVito, Alec Baldwin, and there is a laundry list of other high-profile actors. They have taken a position from the day the writer's strike ended, dictating to the Guild that they should go in publicly through an ad, that they should go in and negotiate a contract. We can't afford another strike. I believe it would have been a little more seemly and a little more productive if they had picked up the phone, called the president of the Guild, and called the national executive director and said, let's talk about how we can make this thing work, rather than dictating terms to the Screen Actors Guild that nurtured them before they became stars.
The beginning of our problems was last September, when Amy Brenneman decided to run for the national board. And she was the leading lady of the Unite for Strength ticket. And because of her presence on that ballot, they gained 5 seats on our national board, and they had Morgan Fairchild, who always votes with them, pretending to be an independent. So Unite for Strength, thanks to Amy Brenneman, won control of the national board, and they just fired our chief negotiator, Doug Allen. He wasn't satisfied with the contract that the AMPTP gave us, wanted to give us. He was holding out for something better. Our negotiating committee was holding out for something better.
One group of actors alone, those that do network television and guest starring roles and in day work on network television, will be losing 50 to 66% of their income. Those people who say we can't afford a strike, can we afford to work? That's the question. You will, not only will you be losing 50 to 66% of your income, you will not be getting contributions to your health plan on that. So there will be thousands of our members who will be knocked out of health care eligibility. It impacts your Social Security. That lost revenue will ensure that your Social Security checks will be smaller. It also means if you're not getting those residual checks, those actors will not be eligible for unemployment benefits. So it's an all-around compression and squeezing of the middle-class actor.
My family sometimes lives on those residuals between jobs. And we are going to lose so much money because of move over. The networks are going to move their reruns off of primetime television, and they're going to move their episodes onto the internet, where people can download them for free if they're willing to watch commercials, or they can download them for $2.99 or $1.99 from iTunes if they don't want to watch commercials. Now, Unite for Strength is going to sit down with the AMPTP in about a week, and I believe that the AMPTP is going to sprinkle some powdered sugar over the turds on the table, and Unite for Strength is going to bring it back to the membership and say, look at that, powdered sugar. Don't sniff it, vote for it.
New media will determine how this negotiation goes, will determine if we're able to make a living. Already Peter Chernin at Fox, the CEO at Fox, has stated that there will be no reruns on his network, that everything will go directly to streaming. That means that proves and shows very clearly that there will be an elimination of network television residuals. CBS has spent $1,800,000,000 to buy CNET in order to stream their product. It's all of the networks have .coms now. It's very clear that $100 to $200 million a year, and in the life of a 3-year contract, $300 to $600 million that our membership shares is going to disappear.
We've got to do better on the internet. And losing that income costs me my health insurance. There have been years when I would not have qualified for health insurance if it had not been for residuals.
Don't listen to the high-profile actors like George Clooney, Matt Damon, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, Sally Fields, Danny DeVito, Alec Baldwin, and other actors who are telling you that you have to accept this deal so that they can continue to make millions of dollars while you make spit. It's absolutely unconscionable for these people who at one time needed the benefits of the Guild to now sit back and say, you, the next generation, should not have those benefits. This will be the first generation in the history of the Guild that has sold out the next generation.
I'm going to take you back to 1980 when we went out on strike for 3 months, and it was over home video cassettes. And the AMPTP, the studios and the network, said, we don't know if this thing is going to work out, this home video thing. We got to see if the market is right and if it's profitable. So we're not going to give you anything right now. We'll see how this goes, and in 3 years we'll talk about it again.
Once again, in this new media, they will use the same tactics. Whatever is accepted now will be the template for the future. They will not sit down and renegotiate and give a fair deal in the future. Their history says that that's not true.
We may get a contract from our National Board of Directors, and we'll have to vote on that contract. And if it's not significantly better than the contract that the AMPTP left on the table 7 months ago, I'm going to vote no. Send this chief negotiator and the negotiating task force back to the table with a message for the AMPTP. Our members don't like this contract. They're not going to work under this contract. And I'm not going to work under that contract. I'll work under the old contract until I drop, rather than sign this new contract, which is basically an unconditional surrender of our dignity and our rights.